And it starts with breaking news.
This is a moment we need to make tough decisions. This is a moment where we need some straight talk, and we need to tell people the truth. We need to bend the curve in the state of California.
Nearly 40 million people under lockdown. We begin tonight with the unprecedented order from the governor, directing the entire state of California to stay home. The order coming after the governor projected that more than half the state will contract the coronavirus.
CBS 13's Steve Large is live in Sacramento with why the governor says the time for action is now. Steve?
Yeah, and the governor's announcement comes after half the state was already under local stay-at-home orders. Now it's the entire state, in a move the governor hopes will force people who are not taking social distancing seriously to change their behavior.
We direct a statewide order for people to stay at home.
It's a California clampdown to slow the spread of the coronavirus. The governor's order forcing almost everyone in the most populated state in the country to stay home indefinitely.
People will self-regulate their behavior. They'll begin to adjust and adapt as they have been quite significantly. We will have social pressure that will encourage people to do the right thing. Just a nod and look saying, hey, maybe you should reconsider.
The governor announcing the drastic move by remote press conference. His officers standing 6 feet away, reporters watching on a video link, all signs of California's social distancing at work. The move followed Newsom's published letter to President Trump, reading without more drastic action. Models compiled with the help of the CDC show 56% of the state could be infected with the virus in an 8-week period.
The overwhelming majority of us won't have symptoms, will be perfectly fine. But there is a subset that we're concerned about.
The governor is requesting the president send the Navy hospital ship Mercy to dock off the California coast to help increase the state's supply of hospital beds. Dr. Dean Blumberg is chief of pediatric infectious diseases at UC Davis Children's Hospital. He's hopeful that drastic measures ordered by the governor will work.
The closures, the people at home, this is really quite dramatic. And we're really hopeful that this limited social interaction that we're having really can ease the spread of the virus.
California's bold moves to stop the spread of the coronavirus just went one big step further.
We are confident that the people of the state of California will abide by it. They'll do the right thing. They'll meet this moment.
A reporter did ask the governor how long people can expect this order to last, and the governor declined to comment. He said it's too much of a dynamic situation. He didn't want to put out some information of what to expect that could not be true.